Yo, what's going on, guys? We're doing my offseason predictions for the Philadelphia 76ers. As you guys know, typically when a team is firing their head coach, I've been waiting for those coaches to be hired. But we're at the point where I think it's time to make these videos regardless. We kind of know who might become head coach, and we know the candidates that they're looking at. The Sixers do have a wide net cast. I want to hear your thoughts down below. Who do you think should be the new coach? We know Nick Nurse is a candidate. We know Monty Williams, Mike D'Antoni, Sam Cassell, and Mike Budenholzer are all guys that are currently, the guys that are said to be the coaches. Supposedly Mike Budenholzer, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer, is the most likely, then Sam Cassell, then Mike D'Antoni, and Nick Nurse as well. Those are the top four guys. With the guys with 10 meter are Mike D'Antoni and Nick Nurse is the most likely, with Mike Budenholzer being the third most likely, Monty Williams being the fourth, and Sam Cassell being the fifth most likely. So let's just talk about what they should do. They lost in the second round. They went 54-28. James Harden is allegedly going to the Houston Rockets. Montrezl Harrell and Daniel House both have player options. I wouldn't be surprised if they accepted it, because it might be more money than, or maybe they stay, but I don't know if they'll get signed if they decline it. Jalen McDaniels, Dwayne Dedman, Shake Milton, Georges Niang, Paul Reed, Matt McClung, and Louis King are all free agents, with Paul Reed, Mac McClung, and Louis King all being restricted. Year one of Joel Embiid's Supermax extension coincides with a roster facing tough decisions this offseason. The newly crowned MVP is under contract for the next 4 seasons. However, the 76ers haven't advanced this past the second round, despite having the third best record in the NBA. Now, they fired Doc Rivers, which we already talked about. Harden's free agency now is going to be something that seems like he's going to Houston. And Harden's one of 8, free agents for the Sixers. And the Sixers don't have any draft picks in June, nor are they allowed to trade a first until 2029 at the earliest. Tobias Harris is entering the last year of his contract. Despite averaging 15 points a night, shooting 53% from the field, Harris could be a financial casualty in 24-25. Harris is extension eligible, but a new contract combined with Joel Embiid's $50 million cap hit and a new deal for Tyrese Maxey and maybe James Harden could see the Sixers have over $150 million committed in salary for just 4 players. Now, if James Harden leaves, Tobias Harris staying might be a bit more likely. Now, as we continue this video, the offseason finances, right now, it's kind of hard to predict, because if James Harden declines his option but signs a max contract starting at 46.9, Sixers would be $9 million over the cap, and they would not have access to the $5 million taxpayer mid-level exception and would be restricted with how much money they could take back in trade. If Harden leaves and signs with another team that has cap space, the Sixers would still be over the cap, but they would be able to use a $12.2 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception. And the only way Sixers could get under the cap if Harden leaves is by trading Tobias Harris and his $39.7 million contract. First off, whoever's Tobias Harris' agent is a genius. Tobias Harris this past season was a top 10 highest paid player in the NBA and was the highest paid player on the Sixers. Now, Danny House, Montrezl Harrell have until 21st of June to opt into their contracts for next season, and DeAnthony Milton's $8 million contract becomes fully guaranteed on the 3rd of July. So, look, keeping James Harden's not a priority. The guard is coming off of a regular season in which he led the league in assists. He also had a career best assist to turnover ratio, shot the second highest 3-point percentage in his career, and averaged 20 points for the 11th consecutive season. And they went 52-26 in games that Harden was playing. And Harden's the only second player over the past 25 years to record multiple 40-point, games and go-ahead field goals in the final 30 seconds in a playoff series. Despite all that, Harden's turning 34. And in the first round, Harden shot 23% in the paint. All right. And Harden shot 9 for 44 in the 76ers games 2, 3, and 6 in the second round, which they lost. And as for his contract, Philadelphia is on a level playing field with teams under the cap because of the over 38 rule. They can only offer him a 4-year deal. But, the Sixers, yes, they can offer him $210 million, but the Rockets can offer him $202. So it's kind of hard. And remember, Harden sacrificed $14 million last offseason to sign PJ Tucker and House. And I don't see him staying. So Daryl Morey doesn't frequently hand out rookie extensions. In his tenure with Houston and now Philadelphia, he's only signed one former first round pick to a rookie extension, and that was Harden in 2012. 2012, not 2012, 2012. And Maxey is another guy who could get, that. In 41 starts, Maxey averaged 22.3 points, 49% from the field, 45% from three. And in the minutes Maxey and Harden shared the court, they outscored opponents by 153 points. So Maxey's not a max player, although you can make an argument that Darius Garland isn't either, but he got the rookie max. But $31 million a year, that first year salary is the 21% of the cap, and it's comparable to an extension for Jordan Poole and Tyler Hero, which is what I would pay, Tyrese Maxey, same as Jordan Poole and Tyler Hero. Now, Shake Milton, Jalen McDaniels, Paul Reed, Tobias Harris, DeAnthony Milton, and Furkan Korkmaz are all guys that are, potentially get a potentially extension eligible. And, Paul Reed, I expect, Jalen McDaniels, maybe the Milton bros, Shake and DeAnthony Milton, but Furkan and Tobias, I doubt it. Now, they need to get more bench depth. The Sixers will likely see half of their roster enter free agency, including Georges Niang and Paul Reed. And when you look at that, they just need more two-way players, dude. And guys that just can, guard multiple positions. So when you look at that, honestly, Yuta Watanabe would be a cheap guy, but he's not even like a difference maker. They need more guys like Jalen McDaniels, but like a Josh Hart, a PJ Washington, a Bruce Brown, all right, a Grant Williams. Even Malik Beasley, a guy, yes, he can get hot and cold quickly, but he's a confident spot-up shooter from three with some off-the-dribble scoring juice to his game. He could be a guy. KJ Martin, if he goes, Kelly Oubre. These are all guys that they should be looking at. Dante DiVincenzo, Trey Jones, Rui Hachimura, Seth Curry, Matisse. Even bring back Matisse Thybulle might help them. Ayo DeSumo. Okay. Like, these are all guys that really would help. Max Strus, Mason Plumlee, I think are all guys. Javon Carter, like that's the type of people that they should be looking at to bring onto the team to help them, get to the level that they're trying to get to. Because right now, as a team, they have not been able to get over the hump necessarily because this team hasn't really had depth. Yeah, they go out and get players, but those players are so one-dimensional. They play one way. They don't play two ways. They don't get enough. Like the Milton, I would keep, DeAnthony Milton. I love DeAnthony Milton. Shake Milton's all right. I love Paul Reed, but like Daniel House was a bad pickup. PJ can stay, but you don't have two-way guys. Jalen McDaniels, yeah, he's kind of a two-way guy, but he struggles on offense. So I do wonder when you look at this situation, what they should do, why they should do it, and what's the right thing at what cost. So that's where I'm going to leave you guys. Let me hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. I am going to head out right now. Like, comment, subscribe, and we're on the way to 20,000. Let me know if there was anything that I might have missed, not mentioned, that you guys would have liked to have heard, but that's where we're going to leave it. Bye.